So let us discuss what is external DNS. We have already seen what is internal DNS. It is installed in your LAN. External DNS is the public DNS that resolves the domain request from internet. Okay, so this DNS, it is installed over the internet. So if you want to access cisco.com, the request will go to the external DNS. It will resolve the name to IP address. Okay, so guys, let us say we have cisco.com somewhere in US, and this is your computer, and you want to access the cisco.com. So what you will do, you will open the web browser and you will type this cisco.com URL. The request will go to cisco.com. Cisco.com will send the response back to you. So this is how we know how the internet works. But as a system administrator, you should know more than this. You should know how your packet flows from source to destination. Let us see. Okay, so let us say it is somewhere in US and you are in India and you want to open the website of this cisco.com. The request will go to the India DNS. Okay, each country has the DNS. Okay, ISPs are acting as a DNS server as well. So let us say the request will go to the India DNS. Okay, then this India DNS will forward your request to, let us say it is connected with Japan DNS. Okay, then Japan DNS, let us say it is connected with UK DNS. UK DNS is connected with US DNS. US DNS is having the cisco.com. So the request will go to Japan DNS, and Japan DNS doesn't have the information about cisco.com, what is the IP address. It will forward the request to UK DNS. UK DNS will forward the request to US DNS, and US DNS is having the information of the cisco.com. Let us say its IP address is 1.1.1.1. Then it will send this IP address to UK DNS. From UK DNS, the IP address will go to Japan DNS. Japan DNS, the IP address will go to India DNS. Then it will go to your PC. That the IP address of this cisco.com is 1.1.1.1. Then your PC will access this website using this 1.1.1.1. Okay. So let us say you want to install one web server. Okay, this is your web server, and we have created the website, and the website is hosted here. Okay, but if you want this website to be accessed over the internet, you need a public IP address. Let us say you have purchased this public IP address 72.163.4.185, but you can't provide this IP address to your users because it is very difficult to remember. So what you will do, you are in US, this server is in US, so you will contact the US ISP and you will provide the information to this US ISP. You will say that our IP address, our web server IP address is 72.163.4.185 and our domain name is cisco.com. So this DNS server, it will have this domain name plus IP address. This is the US ISP. Okay, and US ISP IP address is 72.168.4.1. Then you are in India, and let us say there is one user in India and who wants to access this website. So what he will do, it is connected like this. It is connected to India ISP. India ISP is connected with Japan. Japan ISP is connected with UK. UK ISP is connected with US. US ISP is connected with your US ISP is having this web server. Okay, so it will open cisco.com. Okay, and the request will go to the India ISP, but this India ISP is not hosting this cisco.com. Cisco.com is hosted by an ISP which is in US. So India ISP first, what it will do? It will check its cache. Cache means it is a temporary memory, and it will see what is the IP address of this cisco.com. So let us say it is not available. The IP address of cisco.com is not available in the cache of this India ISP. Then it will use the forwarder. Forwarder means it will forward the request to the directly connected DNS. So Japan ISP is connected with India ISP. So Japan ISP also will do the same thing. It will check its cache first. It is not available in the cache, the IP address of the cisco.com. Then again, it will use the same thing. It will use the forwarder and it will forward the request to UK ISP. UK ISP will do the same thing. It will check its cache. If it is available, then it will send the IP address. If it is not available, it will use the forwarder and it will forward the request to the US ISP. US ISP is hosting this web server. It is hosting this cisco.com and it is having this information. And the IP address of cisco.com is 72.163.4.185. Then it will forward the, or it will send the response back to UK ISP and it will say that the IP address is 72.163.4.85. Then UK ISP will send the response back to Japan ISP. Japan ISP send the response back to India ISP. India ISP will send the response back to this India user and it will say that the IP address is 72.163.4.185. Then this India user will access this website using this IP address. This is how the external DNS works. So guys, whenever you open a website and if you get this message, this page can't be displayed. Okay, the problem is in DNS. This problem is related to DNS. And when you see this error 404, so which means there is a problem in the web server. The problem is there where you have hosted your website. Let me show you. The problem is here in this web server. Now guys, if there is any problem in neighbor ISP, so let us say this India user wants to access cisco.com. It will open the cisco.com, but this India user is unable to open it. Okay, due to there is a problem in the neighbor ISP. There is a problem in Japan ISP. Okay, so there is a problem in Japan ISP and this cisco.com is not opening here. So guys, can we access this Cisco website if there is a problem in the neighbor DNS? So guys, let us say there is a problem in Japan ISP, but still we can access this cisco.com website using this root server. We'll see what is this root server, and this root server is denoted by dot. So guys, if you see, this is our root server. So India user wants to access cisco.com. The request will go to India ISP. India ISP doesn't have any information about cisco.com in its cache. Then it will forward the request to Japan ISP and Japan ISP is not working fine. Then it will send the request to root DNS. This root DNS is having the information of all the websites all over the world. Okay, so the request will go to root DNS. Root DNS will see it is looking for a .com website. So under this root DNS, we have .com DNS, .org DNS, .edu DNS, and so on. So it will see the request is coming for the .com DNS, then it will forward the request to .com DNS server. .com DNS server is having the information of all the .com websites like Cisco.com, Amazon.com, HP.com, Juniper.com, etc. So the request will go to this .com DNS. Okay, and let us say it is having, so this server will have the IP address of this Cisco site 172.163.4.1. Then it will send the response to .com DNS. .com DNS will send the response to root DNS. Then it will go to India user. Then it will access this website. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear.